KTKT, here's the latest news. KTKT.
In Tucson, this is the 9 p.m. edition of KTKT Electronic News on the Hour. Tucson, Pima County Attorney Norman Green and his deputy Jack Redhair have completed their investigation of the Tina Hunt case in Detroit and have moved on to Jackson, Michigan. Green opened the probe in Tucson shortly after the 5-year-old badly bruised girl was found tied up 9 days ago in the home of her parents, Dr. and Mrs. Maurice Hunt of Woodland Road. The girl is now in custody in care of the County Welfare Department pending completion of the probe. Tucson City Councilman James Kirk at Tucson confirms that he is considering resigning from his council seat next year to seek a seat on the Arizona Corporation Commission. But Kirk indicated he won't make up his mind definitely for some time. He says if he runs, it will be against Commission Chairman A.P. Jack Buzzard, a Democrat whose current 6-year term expires next year. Kirk, an engineer, was reelected to his 3rd term on the council last year. He is a Republican. Tucson, the government has placed into mothballs about half its B-47 bombers, which once totaled 1,400. Davis Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson has been selected as the storage area for the phasing out of the 6 engine jet bombers, which cost about $2 million each to build. So far, more than 300 have arrived at the base. Tucson city councilmen today were interested in several delayed street paving jobs and got a full report from city engineer Vern Trigonis.
Did you know the Ashton Company has taken over as subcontractor on the Treat Avenue job and Broadway, and also has under contract for the city the Speedway job. So they're in the process of trying to juggle all 3 so that they can keep them all going. I personally feel they're doing as good a job as could possibly be expected to going toward completing them.
Miami Beach, Florida. President Kennedy, addressing the Inter-American Press Association in Miami Beach, says the U.S. will help any country which wants to fight a takeover by communism. Mr. Kennedy also said all the nations of the hemisphere must prepare to help any countries threatened by a communist overthrow. Mr. Kennedy's speech topped off a tour of the Florida White House, described as non-political. However, the president's theme through the day was one of peace and prosperity, and his administration got a good deal of the credit. New Haven, Connecticut. Yale professor Frederick Barghorn tonight told a cheering welcome home rally at Yale University that his recent confinement by the Soviets was an illustration of the conflict between an open and closed society. Earlier, his 80-year-old mother revealed her son told her he was kept under constant watch during his 16 days in jail for alleged espionage. Hollywood, the Jerry Lewis television program is being dropped by a mutual agreement with the network effective with the show of December 10th. Lewis announced the decision in Hollywood, saying the network granted his request for termination of the 40-week contract because of extreme differences of opinion regarding its makeup. It's believed low ratings and harsh critics' comments also contributed to the show's demise. Byline, Ray Lindstrom.
Your child has only one pair of eyes to take him through school and life. The American Optometric Association urges you to protect precious vision with a thorough professional vision examination at least once a year. A service to you from KTKT.
Here's the radar weather from KTKT, Channel 99.
Just before the Lee Smith Show, fair and continued cool. The high today was 64 degrees. The low forecast for tonight, 39. The high predicted tomorrow, 64. Currently from the KTKT meteorological map, the relative humidity, 84%. The wind east at 5 miles per hour. Barometer reading 30 inches and steady. Visibility 45 miles. The present Tucson street level temperature 48. 48 degrees.
If you don't want it heard on KTKT News, don't let it happen.
Here he comes, let's all get with the Lee Smith Show.
Color Channel 99, it's the Lee Smith Show.
On KTKT, it's the Lee Smith Show. Ready, set, let's go with the Lee Smith Show on KTKT.